Good evening. I do apologise. I'm about 4 minutes late. Um, it's been a bit of an evening. How are we doing? I must be a bit lagged on the chats a little bit. So, how are we doing? Hey, Alexis. Thank you for being here. Hello, Ava. Again, thank you for being here. I've got my tea. I've got some iron brew. We're all good. We're all set. Yes, Alexis, you made it to a live this time. Thank you. I do remember you. You might have missed the first one. It was a bit of a spare of the moment. Hazel's got wine. I wouldn't mind some wine actually. I've got loads. I just tend not to drink it. Black cherry flavored water. Yeah, I could dig that. So how many we got? We've got 3. Hey, I'm not drinking alcohol if I'm honest there, Alexis. Like, I would like to remember what happened during this live. That, and I don't really drink anymore. Haven't done since. Haven't drunk heavily since last Christmas. It's actually a beer glass. I have loads of them. A friend of mine used to run a pub, and so a friend of mine used to run a pub, and he had loads of glasses that he had no room for. So he brought a box around to my house, and he said, "If you need glasses, here they are." And that's how that happened. Whilst we're on the subject of receiving, I'd like to tell you all a little bit of a success story. You've already seen it. I've got a new laptop. So I'm connecting the dots now. It's funny because you only connect the dots once it's all got together. A while ago, I said to a friend, I said I could really do with a new laptop. The battery on this one's not great, and yeah, there's a few things I'd like to change. So I just totally forgot, like you do most things that you end up getting. You get what you want, or you get something better. And then I sees an email at work, and it says there's a load of laptops on the desk here. They're all pretty good. They're just going to go to recycling afterwards if nobody collects them. So yeah, I picked up a shiny silver one for absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's my success story for today. If anybody else has any, please do share them. Also, if you got any questions, please do pop them in as well. Anything at all. Just please don't ask me what the current price of cheese is, because I really don't know right now. Ava says connect the dots like the puzzle game. I've never played that. You'll have to enlighten me. Unless you're on about like a dot to dot or something. Hazel almost got a tax fine. Saying that, Hazel, I have a parking charge notice through the door, despite the fact I bought a parking ticket. So I've appealed that. What exactly is the function of a rubber duck? I think the simple answer is bath time entertainment. Bath time entertainment. That's the only thing I can think of. Saying that, hold fire on that a second, because I've got this one here, and it's got like a small duck with it. So I think we'll use that as the mascot. Alexis got free tacos. Congratulations. Congratulations, Alexis, on your free tacos. Everyone shout out to Alexis for her free tacos. We like free stuff. Hazel has 3 rubber ducks in her bathroom as a fully grown adult. I will not tell you how many rubber ducks there are currently in my house. All I can say is it's in 3 figures. Yeah. Arthur Weasley's been wanting to know the answer to that question since 1992. Why? Alexis, if it was in 4 figures, I don't think I'd have any room to move in my house. Alright, so what we got? Also, I wanted to share with you guys something I kind of learned the other day. Kind of on the lines of letting go and trust. I found that the whole time that you're trying to maintain focus on something, you're not actually letting it go. You may have heard, your dominant thoughts and your dominant feelings and things like that, which partly true. But it reminds me of, I'm pretty sure it was Bob Proctor that said, energy flows where attention goes. That being said, I think it's a revelation as such when you do finally let go. It's a sense of calm, as it were. You guys are going wild right now. Yeah, I've totally lost track of what I was saying. Thank you. But yeah, just a little thing I learned this week. You've got to get into a position of flow, as it were. Flow is freedom. You can't beat a river into submission. You must surrender to its current and use its power as your own. Exactly that. When you let go, you allow. When you let go, you allow. So I'm just going to share the link. Sharing is caring, as they say. Unless it's that COVID thing. Letting go is allowing, gripping too tightly is controlling, or attempting to. Yes. It's like I'm not sure if any of you had those slippy toy things. They were literally filled with water, and the more you gripped it, the more it slipped out of your hands. So you're forever trying to get in the air to catch it. Whereas if you just put your hands out like that, it, you know, you'd have it quite happily in your hands. It's the same principle. If you grip a glass too hard, it breaks. Slippy toy thing. I can't remember what they called it, Ava. I'm sorry. But it was like if you grip, a lot of people in my area had one as a kid. If you gripped it too hard, it just slipped out your hand. But yeah, that's kind of how that went. But you know what I mean, right? Please tell me you do, because otherwise I'm taking this live down right now. I can't say what was. Hey, Hazel, I mean, I haven't specified that this live is for kids, but I would like to try and keep it PG so I don't get kicked off. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube when I've not been on it long. I had one with fishing. Oh, was it a clear one with a little? Why am I don't know why I'm hand signaling today. It's a new thing. I'm speaking with my hands. I should be Italian. That's it. I'm a glorified Italian. My great man was Italian. You get the toy with the fish. Oh god. Ava wants Italian food. Oh, I was having a joke with somebody. I can't remember what day it was this week. I think it was Monday, and they said to me, "Oh, I know all the Italian swear words." So in Parmigiano Reggiano, she went, "No, that's a food." Okay, cool. Alexis, letting go equals having faith. Absolutely. We walk by faith and not by sight. You walk by faith and not by sight. And by letting go and having faith, you're also turning into the version of you that you really want to be. And if this means having a new life, and your new life will cost you your old one. You have to pay with your old life, because you have to let the old man die. You can't serve two masters. And it's probably one of the most important yet paradoxical things, because a lot of people in the community that I have spoken to, especially when they're starting out, have said, if I let go, it won't come back. And I'm like, well, that's no, that's not the way it works at all. You've got to allow for the course of events, or as it were, the bridge of incidences, or the bridges of incidents, whichever way you want to call it. And it plays out in the most perfect way possible for lining you up for what you want to become. And then it all sort of paves the way, as it were. Right, what are we talking about? We need a clip of you get at the toy with the fish. You can do clips on YouTube, Ava. That's how I did them before. I do need a haircut, I do realise. Alexis, I wish we could all talk on here. I think what I want to do, one day, maybe on a live, is get us all in, maybe on a Zoom or a Google Meet or something like that, and then just talk it out, as it were. You know, that'll come. I kind of want to grow the platform and things like that first. There's a lot of things I've got planned, a lot of things that are taking longer than I hoped, but again, let go and trust. You just got to trust it's all happening at the right time. So there's a few things I want to do beforehand and get it really kicked off, and then go from there, and then start working on a few other bits as well. I've got a lot of things planned, and it's nearly the end of the year. But my years tend to go September through to September, so next September is the end of the year for me. A new one's just started. Where are we? So 2 seconds. There we go. I'm a bit lost now. Where am I? Hazel says boomerangs. I remember boomerangs. I remember losing them in other people's houses because I lived in terrace streets, so gardens backed onto one another. So yeah, I lost a few of those in my childhood. Let go and trust the boomerang. The boomerang always comes back. That reminds me of the Manx quote. So in the Isle of Man, they're called Manx, and they quite often speak Manx Gaelic. There is a quote where, when translated to English, it basically says it defines, if you guys want to Google the Manx flag or the Isle of Man flag, it's a triskelion, so it's got 3 legs, and the motto there is, whichever way you shall throw me, I will stand, which kind of reminds me of the boomerang. That's something I've tried to live by. So no matter which way I get thrown, always stand back up. And it's the same for each of us here, I think, as well. You'll get thrown pillar to post in your lives, and eventually you'll just go, okay, cool, what's next? Indifference is what causes the unfavorables to die. So whichever way you get thrown, you shall stand. Alexis says, there's beauty in understanding that all paths of life are beautiful. No matter what happens, it's perfect. Exactly. I could not agree more. And when you come to develop that understanding, I mean, when you're in that early stage of, I'm pretty sure that everybody that joined or everybody that started on this kind of journey started to do so from a place of lack. And I think it's the place of lack that really wakes you up, and it's basically the universe's way of telling you, this is not who you are. Let's get you to who you really are, to who you really need to be, or who you want to be. And in that sense, there's a series of events, like, again, the bridges of incidents, as it were, and it all happens in the most perfect way, at the most perfect time, in the most perfect place. I tend to consider manifesting, as it were, like being on a farm. So once you've harvested the old crops, you know, you got to take time to harvest them, you know, and get completely rid of them. But whilst those crops are being harvested, you can also cultivate the soil, sow the seeds, water the plants. You know, whatever you feed yourself, be it physically, mentally, spiritually, even, you know, whatever you feed yourself is what's going to grow in your garden. There was a Bruce Lee quote that said, "The mind is a powerful garden. Our thoughts are the seeds. You can either grow flowers or we can grow weeds." So I think the important question there is, you know, what are you feeding yourself? And like you say, Alexis, it's no matter what happens, it's always the most beautiful thing. Yeah, at first it's going to be really in your face when something that you weren't quite wishing to happen does. But at the same time, you've got to think to yourself, how is this helping me towards my end? And everything is, you know, a mustard seed of faith. A mustard seed of faith has the power to move a mountain. So everything and everyone will align in some form of way, or begin to align in some form of way. So you've got a direct path to exactly what you want or who you want to be, because after all, you attract what you are, not what you want. So if you spend the next 180 days, next 200 days, however long, telling yourself that I am XYZ's husband or whatever, you know, eventually you'll believe that. But then you've also got to capture the feeling, as it were, and then that becomes who you are. You know, you are technically what you feel. So if you feel sad, you are sad. If you feel happy, you are happy. If you feel ecstatic, you are ecstatic. All right, let me catch up on the chat. I've been waffling too long. Hazel says Rome wasn't built in a day. No, of course. And it's like, what is it? A sunflower takes about 70 days to grow. So, and look at human conception in itself. You know, it takes 9 months for a small human to be fully grown and birthed. I think I'm doing that in the most PG way possible. So these things, it's like Neville himself said, everything has its hour of appointed hour. So you can't exactly, well, maybe someone's done it. I think we're going into fast food manifestations now, aren't we? Where they're like, yeah, I said a million times that I am rich, and then the next day they got £1,000, didn't know what to do with it, so they blew it all. You know, if it's built in a day, it often won't last longer. You can build a cardboard house in 10 minutes, but the moment it rains, it comes down in a lot less. Right, where are we at? There's beauty in the weeds and the flowers. Yes, because I think there it gives you an idea of what you're actually willing to cultivate and what you're willing to allow to grow. And at the same time, if you don't pay attention to what you don't want, it eventually dies. I mean, let's say you've got 2 strawberry plants, as it were. You know, you're taking care of this one over here, but this one over here, you've just gone, oh, it's growing, I don't need to worry about it anymore. But then eventually, this one over here will wither away faster than this one over here, because you're paying more attention. Well, you're paying attention to it, and you're watering it, you're feeding it, and this one just keeps growing, keeps growing, keeps growing, keeps bearing fruit, and then you just left this one to die out, and you go, huh, well, why did that happen to that one but not this one? It's, you know, you just got to be aware of what you're paying attention to. Ava's about to make a dessert, or a desert. No, she's making a dessert. What are you making for dessert, Ava? Tell us. Is it tiramisu? Alexis, sad and happy are but two extremes of the same thing. That's beauty of polarity. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't know happy without sad, and you can't know courage without fear. Without courage, without fear, there is no courage. And I suppose without, I've lost track of that one. Hazel, one of my epiphanies this morning as a previous gym rat, it takes a while to get to your perfect physique. Your muscles are growing after the first workout, but you don't see it straight away. Exactly. I must admit, I was one of those that went into the gym on the first day. This was quite some time ago. I went into the gym. I was in it. It wasn't full of people, but I had two of my friends there with me. And after half an hour, I wanted to give up. I was like, I'm tired. I don't feel any stronger. I want to give up. My friend that encouraged me to go, he said to me, if you give up now, you'll never come back. And you'll keep looking the way you are. And if you're not happy with that now, you need to carry on, persist. So I did. And 3 months later, I think I was in the best shape I've ever been. But no, it's very similar. I mean, muscles tear when you exercise them, and you don't see them growing. I suppose it's the same with triggers as well, because you've probably heard me say it a lot. Everything screams when it does, and I think over time, the more you address what's triggering you, as it were, the more equipped you become on dealing with it. Calling me out on all the house plants I keep killing. Are we keeping a tally of these house plants, Hazel? Because I think you've told me this before. I think you've told me about your house plants before, and I don't know. Is that comment out of embarrassment, or? Wow, I finished my tea already. We're going on the pumpkin train by the looks of things. Making pumpkin cookies, pumpkin pie. You know, I've never tried pumpkin pie. Never tried it. Chocolate chips. What? We're going on a dessert train here, guys. What's going on? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Growing pains. Yeah. So that's the muscles tearing, as it were. So you have. I suppose triggers could be considered growing pains, really, because over time, the more you see these, or the more you deal with them, the more you come up, the more you confront them. The less they have an effect on you. Like, I've seen this before. It didn't hurt me last time. It's not going to hurt me now. I was seeing these reactions going on the side of the chat, and it's funny. It's funny to watch. I love pumpkin. Full disclosure, my mother's side of my family are originally from Barbados, and they have a habit of putting anything in a soup. So one of those things is pumpkin. So quite often when I was ill as a child, my mum used to make me pumpkin soup. It'd have like I think a pork or a beef joint in it as well, and it was the most amazing thing. I didn't eat a lot of healthy foods as a kid because I was a typical kid. But any time it came to that soup being made, it was good. No, they didn't. It wasn't pumpkin soup, but there was pumpkin in the soup. I think between here and the States, the pumpkin over there is quite sweet, whereas over here it's quite savoury. I think that's how it goes. Because I before I'd heard about it, I would never thought to put pumpkin in a pie. Never thought about it. Pumpkin is savoury if it's not added to a sweet dessert. Okay, that's there you go. I learned something today. Pumpkin is savoury if it's not added to a sweet dessert. Pumpkin pasta sauce. I love how we're just going off tangent and going on about food here. Let's just do this all night. This is good. I missed a comment, didn't I? Gym analogy has changed the world. Write that one down, Hazel. There are different types of pumpkin. We put sweet pumpkin in pie, which is much smaller than a regular pumpkin that you carve. See, I'm learning about pumpkins today. Like I just thought there was one type, and that was the ones that you picked and you carved something out of and put a candle in it for a little while, and then when you're done with it, you either cook it or throw it away. Hazel got asked on a pumpkin picking date. Why don't you go? Or don't you feel like going? Sorry, I thought I had a phone call then. Pumpkin picking day does sound cool though. It does sound good. Why does phone's going off like mad? Give me a second. Alright, let's go reply to this message quick. Give me a second, guys. Right, where are we at? Alexis, I asked myself on a date. Me and Mia are having breakfast on Sunday. You go, you go. Like sometimes I just do that. There's a cafe not far from me. It's literally a 20-minute walk. I take the dog. I take the dog for breakfast. I go to this cafe. I sit outside. You know, I speak to the same lady all the time. She comes out, takes me order, and I always go for the same thing because I can. At times, I'm quite fussy with food. And she spotted the dog one afternoon, and she brings out a sausage for him. So they get along. They get along like best. They're like best friends now. Every time we're going in that direction, he's got his nose towards the cat. It's like he knows that dogs are not silly. Dogs are not silly. But yeah, I do agree. Breakfast dates are amazing. Even the ones with yourself. You know, take yourself out, have a good time, enjoy yourself, watch the world go by. There's, you know, there's a little bit of magic about it. It's a little bit of magic about it. It seems when I'm not working, I'm still working. Anyway, do not use bleach to preserve a jack-o'-lantern. Just scoop out the wax after the candle is done and then leave the pumpkin for the local wildlife. Ah, interesting. Going out tomorrow with Bestie. Are we all discussing weekend plans? Because like I want to join. Um, Sunday it's a friend of mine's birthday, so I won't be around. But I do need to do a breakfast date. I think I'll do one with the dog again. I think I'll do that. Speaking of which, where is it? I'd love to join you guys. Anybody want to take me out for breakfast? You know, I'm joking. I'm not expecting you all to. It would be funny though. I'd gate crash. I'd gate crash everyone's breakfast dates. Asking myself out on a painting date. That's a new one for me. Painting date. I know people go on painting dates, but I don't hear it actively talked about anymore. I suppose too many people use Photoshop now. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to create a pastel effect out of a photo I took on my iPhone. Yeah, I'm calling you out, iPhone users. Bouldering and rock climbing. Oh, that's amazing. There's a rock climbing place not far from where I live, actually. I keep meaning to go, but I just forget. Rock climbing is really good. I think you'll really enjoy it. Considering from what I know, you're outdoorsy anyway. It's the next best thing. And when you can set like really small goals for yourself, and even when you get those really small goals, there's a big sense of achievement around it, and it is really awesome. It's quite tough on the upper body, in my opinion, but it is a really good activity. Don't throw shade on me. Well, the painting place is called Don't Throw Shade on Me. Alexis, please tell us. Is that what the place is called? Don't Throw Shade on Me. I feel like that should be a song. That should be a song. Don't throw shade on me. Oh, painting with a twist. Okay. Sorry, I missed part of that. I thought the place was called Don't Throw Shade on Me. It would be quite fitting. They probably encourage you to paint with bright colours, like yellows and blues and light blues and whites, and yeah, I'm going off all. Painting with a twist is painting while drinking wine. Oh god. Oh man. Paint twister. Is this going to stay PG? Because I'm in a room full of ladies here, and oh, you guys. Ava's keeping it PG. It's PG. All right, as long as we can keep it PG, that's fine, or as PG as possible, please. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to start putting people in timeout. So, you guys are cracking me up. So question for everybody. If you could go to any place in the world tomorrow morning, where would you be headed? Ava's going to Alaska. Hazel's going to Switzerland. Alexis is going to Iceland. Are we all cold climate people, or? I'd be in Okinawa by now. I'd be in Japan. Although saying that, it's funny because most of the time Iceland is full of greenery and foliage. It's usually Greenland that's full of snow and ice. Interesting fact. Is it cold in Japan? I would imagine it would be in the northern prefectures of Japan. For example, I'm not sure if you've seen Odin, but he is a Japanese Akita. The Akita prefecture is pretty much in the mountains, and it's very cold. Ergo, he's a cold climate dog. If you've seen the film Hachi with Richard Gere in it, there's a statue of that dog outside Shibuya train station in Tokyo, because that dog was so loyal to its owner that it stayed outside the train station waiting for his owner to come home, despite the fact he died for about 9 years. I think it was 9 years. Yeah. I won't watch that film because crying emojis. Cool. Malamutes are absolutely massive and also very clumsy. There's a lady who lives in the area that I live in. I haven't seen her for quite some time, and she has a female Alaskan Malamute, and she is what looks to be double the size of Odin, and they get along like a house on fire. It's really great. I'll try and get a video. So I have another question for you guys, for everybody. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Ava's in a good space. That's all good. Alexis is feeling grateful. I like that. That's good. What are you feeling grateful for, Alexis? Let's elaborate on that bit. Hazel's feeling neutral. That's not a bad place to be. That's not a bad place to be at all. Kind of good, actually, I think. Okay, good, good. Sorry, I left the Discord on. Yeah, if we're going to be anything at all and we're not quite sure what it is, I think neutral is one of the best places to be. It's because it allows you to step in any which direction. Alexis is grateful for everything. I'm just grateful for my life. I love that. That's words to live by. Thank you for sharing that, Alexis. That's brilliant. Grateful for you. Gratitude is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. The more you show gratitude for, the more things you'll find to show gratitude for. I think it's pretty cool how that works as well. Hang on, let me let's go keep going off otherwise. Quit that for a minute. I'm grateful for the squirrels in my backyard. I have named them. I have magpies every morning. Now there's a lot of myths around magpies, I think. Like for example, there was a nursery rhyme which went 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for girl, 4 for a boy. Was it 5 for silver, 6 for gold? And I can't remember what 7 was. But yeah, it's actually considered that if you see a single magpie, it's considered to be quite lucky in some places. But that's, you know, you can give as much or as little merit to that as you want. I tend to take no notice of it, but I notice the magpies. Grateful for all my clients. Every single one has tipped me today. That's awesome. That is amazing. Bailey and Sherry. Ava's named her squirrels Bailey and Sherry. That was me sliding in his DMs. Alexis, it's funny because that was that was the message I saw, and I went, "This is going to keep going off. I've got to." It will still go through on my phone. Don't worry. I'll get to it. How many magpies? I was going through the nursery rhyme. Do you not remember the nursery rhyme there, Hazel, about the magpies, where it was like, was it 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for girl, 4 for a boy, etc. It's stuck in my head. And quite often I find myself saluting magpies. I don't know why I do it. But every time I see it, if I see one on its own, I'm just like, you know, quirky things. I don't even know why I do it. I don't consider it a merit of any form, like no form of good or bad luck, and it just happens. It just happens. Can we have some kind of party emoji for all of Hazel's clients tipping her today? I think we should celebrate this. Yay, there we go. That's what I want to see. Thank you. I think I can do it as well. Amazing. Can we go off? I always salute the one magpie, but I have to check no one is watching first. See, I've never really worried about people watching or not. Quite often I found myself just staring at them in the tree, like just standing up looking at a tree like that, and people have walked past me going, kind of, what is he smoking? So yeah, that's always happened. Hazel celebrated by buying wine. Yeah, I, I can. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Sorry guys, my phone's going nuts right now. Usually it can wait, but it seems like something's happening. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I just got to make a phone call quick. Technology problems. Well, it's not a problem because I fixed it. I think he zoomed off on his bike. No, I nearly had to. I had to make a phone call because something had happened in one of my workstations. But it's all good. It's sorted. It's fine. Everything is good. So what did I miss? Did I miss anything good? Ava's dying for brisket. Ava's also playing Bop It with herself. Oh, Daft Punk. See, because I couldn't hear it. Because I couldn't hear it. did 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 you ever hear the was it the parody they did? Where they're like burger nuggets and all that. We're going well off track with this conversation now. Well off track. That's exactly the one I'm on about. The burger nuggets one. I haven't eaten all day. Sounds like a you problem. But no, so I want to know what kind of things you want to see in the next episode or video I'm going to record. Is there a particular question you want answered? I can even try and answer that today if you like. Then I can sort of move forward with the YouTube content, as it were. Any questions you've got, just ask away. Although we've answered the rubber duck one. I don't know what's going on. No more rubber duck questions. Why a spoon, cousin? What? I said rubber duck questions. Probably, but I want to know what questions you want answered in the content. I'm not going to answer why people use spoons. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What are some of the benefits of intentional focused solitude? Would you like me to answer that now, or would you like me to put a video on it? I'm pretty sure I might be able to answer that now if you like. Video. Okay, cool. So let me make a note of that. Intentional. Actually, I'll put it in my notes on my phone. Good topic to discuss. No, of course. I think solitude in itself takes on many different phases, as it were, because I think the first one is to figure out what you really want, and then it may come around again. And I think the second time is, making sure that you are in line to become who you want to be, or who you actually are, who you really are, as it were, your true self. And sometimes the next stage will be laying the foundations for what you want to experience, and standing firm on where your boundaries are, where your values are, and all the good traits about you. Just making sure that those are finely tuned, in a sense, and it gives you a chance to focus on the experiences that you want to draw into your life and set your own goals, as it were. Because it's easy to set a goal where you've got all that noise going on around you. Like let's say you're in a group of friends and you're going, "Oh, my goal is this." If you're in a good space when it comes to people around you, they'll go, "Okay, yeah, you can do that." But then it'll only take a single bad apple to rot the tree, as it were. This is why I always use Neville's quote of "Go tell no man." So any goals that I have, anything that I'm trying to manifest, most of the time is kept to me. I mean, yeah, I may have leaked one or two things to people in the community once or twice, but after that, I've said nothing about it, because go tell no man. And I think solitude enforces that as well. It's a way of telling yourself that if I focus on me and only me, then I have very little choice than to become who I'm trying to be. And I think solitude, a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, a number of people will find it scary for whatever reason. But it's a chance to address what fears you have as well, and any limiting beliefs, anything that you believe about yourself that you don't want to, and again, limiting beliefs. So it's a chance to get clear on those and turn those into liberating ones. I mean, you might get people in the outside world going, oh, they're on their own, they're depressed, or whatever. No, you're not depressed. You're evolving, you're growing. But no, I'll put that down for an episode as well. I think it'd be a good subject to touch on. Hey, yeah, you're very secretive, Hazel, but there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. Hazel did point out about 8 minutes ago that it was 11:11 as well. I did see it. I was just in the middle of waffling at the time. But no. That being said, I think I'm going to end the live here. I've still got work going off on me, and Alexis wants waffles, so I'm going to let Alexis go and get waffles, and I will start recording the next episode. So thank you all for joining. It's been lovely seeing you all. It's been nice to it's been nice to actually have a decent conversation with you guys. I love you all. Thank you. And we'll do the next one probably. I'll try and do it next week. I'll let everybody know. Crow, sorry you've just joined. Catch the replay. I'll have it on my list. I do apologise. I did disappear for a few minutes, but I'll try and do the next one around this time next week. So I'll put a post on it on my YouTube, and I'll also pop it on the Discords and things. If Ava wants to drop a link for her Discord, I will let that fly. I'm quite active on there at the moment. Excellent. Thank you for joining, Crow. Sorry I'm about to end it, but I appreciate you showing up. Thank you. But yeah, if I don't have my link right now, I don't have the link either. Okay, right. If you want to be added to, if you're not in the Discord already, let me know, and I'll fling an invite. It's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it to this channel. So yeah. Anyway, I will be active on the Discord, and I'll let everybody know when my next live is, when the next episode's out, and we will go from there. Any questions, anything like that, anything you want to discuss, shoot me a message. We'll chew the fat. Until then, big love to everybody here. Thank you.